In the current section, we will discuss about the regulation of insecticides in India. Unfortunately, in the year 1958, more than 100 people died in Kerala and Tamil Nadu due to consumption of parathion contaminated wheat. Wheat and parathion were shipped simultaneously and accidentally wheat got contaminated with the insecticide. After this, government felt the need for regulation of pesticides and appointed a commission to suggest the remedial measures. Following this, an expert committee of ICAR headed by Professor Thakur was constituted in 1964. On recommendations of this committee, Insecticide Act was passed in the year 1968. This act regulates the import, manufacture, sale, transport, distribution and use of all pesticides in India to prevent the risk of human beings and animals and for other matters connected therewith. For the enforcement of Insecticide Act, the act was transferred to Ministry of Agriculture by the Ministry of Health. The Department of Agriculture framed the results and Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee came into existence. As per this act, to use any insecticide in India, its registration became mandatory. The enforcement of Insecticide Act has minimized the hazards associated with pesticide production, use and transport to a great extent. To enforce the act effectively, two bodies, Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee, have been constituted at the central level. Like all other organizations, CIBRC have their own organizational structure. Both the bodies, Central Insecticide Board and the Registration Committee, have their chairman. There is Common Secretary for the Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee. The organization has 6 different units. Bioefficacy unit, evaluate the efficacy of any pesticide against a particular pest. Chemistry unit, deals with the qualitative and quantitative aspects of pesticides. Toxicity unit deals with the effect of pesticides on human and non-target organisms and the environment. Packaging and labeling unit, legal unit and administrative units work as their names. As we have already discussed that no pesticide can be produced or used in India without its registration with Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee. At present, a total of 299 pesticides have been registered in India. The total pesticide formulation registered for use in India are 792. Apart from that, list of pesticides which are banned, refused registration and which are of restricted use are also available on the site of Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee. Here the word pesticide include all insecticide, herbicide, fungicide and all other chemicals which comes under the Insecticide Act. One cannot use any random insecticide to kill any insect pest. CIBRC have recommended and approved the uses of registered insecticides for the management of both agriculture as well as household pests. The example for both agricultural and household pests are given in the present slide. The complete list of approved uses of insecticides can be downloaded from the link provided in the slide. CIBRC continuously updating this list with the introduction of newer pest species and introduction of new pesticide molecules. The problem of locust attack is among the most serious insect pest problem. Therefore, CIBRC have recommended specific pesticide formulations for the management of locust in case of attack. Non-recommended insecticides cannot be used for this purpose. As we can see in the table, the formulation are area and crop specific. The recommended uses are designed in such a way to ensure maximum safety towards human, environment and the non-target organisms. There are certain pesticides which are registered, but their use is restricted uh, to ensure safety of human and environment. So CIBRC has clearly mentioned restrictions related to such pesticides. For example, aluminium phosphide can only be used for pest control operations under the supervision of government experts or the experts whose expertise is approved by the Plant Protection Advisor to Government of India. Similarly, DDT can only be produced up to 10,000 metric ton per annum for domestic health program. Hindustan Insecticide Limited is the only producer of DDT in India and no other company in India can produce DDT. The agricultural use of DDT was banned in the year 1989. However, under unprecedented situations, Government of India can directly purchase DDT from Hindustan Insecticides Limited. Likewise, the use of phenitrophthalate is banned in agriculture except for locust control in scheduled desert area and in public health. Similarly, methyl bromide may only be used under the government supervision or the experts whose expertise is approved by the Plant Protection to Government of India, just like aluminium phosphide. The use of monocrotophos is completely banned on vegetables. However, it can be used in other crops. Similarly, cypermethrin 3% smoke generator is to be used only through pest control operators and not allowed to be used by the general public. All pesticides including insecticides are classified in 4 different toxicity classes. We will discuss each category one by one. First, extremely toxic pesticides. The oral LD50 value for these pesticides are less than 50 mg per kg. As we know, lower the LD50 value, higher is the toxicity. For warning, skull bone with crossbones and the poison in red color is written in the upper triangle. The lower triangle is red in color. Most of the pesticides in this category are presently banned. Second, highly toxic pesticides. The oral LD50 value ranged between 51 to 500 mg per kg and is represented by yellow color in lower triangle and poison in upper triangle. Then moderately toxic pesticides. These have oral LD50 values ranged between 501 to 5000 mg per kg. Lower triangle have blue color and the danger is written in upper triangle. For slightly toxic pesticides, the oral LD50 value is more than 5000 mg per kg. Lower triangle have green color and caution is written in upper triangle. All these categories, different warning words are written adjacent to the triangles as shown in slides. At least once in our life, all of us must have purchased some insecticide, whether it is a mosquito refill, a coil or a cockroach killer. We generally know these insecticide formulations by their trade names like Goodnight, Mortein or Hit etc. In general, we ignored the label and the information provided in this label. There are certain guidelines for a pesticide label and no pesticide can be marketed without following these label guidelines. These information include trade name. Trade name is the name by which a particular company sells their product. Like paracetamol is available with different trade names. Similarly, same insecticide formulation is available with different trade names. Then the warning sign on the upper side of triangle. Then the color on the lower side of the triangle, then the name of active ingredient and the percentage of active ingredient and the formulation type, then the warning words on the adjacent to the diamond or the triangles. Other informations include precautions, symptoms of poisoning, first aid, antidote, All these information are provided in at least 3 languages, including English, Hindi, and one local language where the pesticide is intended to be used. Apart from that, other information including company details, manufacturing date, expiry date, quantity, price, etc. are also available. In the current section, we will deal with the precautionary measures while dealing with the insecticides. As insecticides are associated with numerous risks involved in their use, it becomes essential to follow all the precautionary measures at all the steps. This encompasses all the precautionary measures starting from the purchase of insecticide till the disposal of container and safety of the end user. Purchasing an insecticide seems to be a simple process, but it is not that much simple. The key reasons behind this are seller of insecticide generally try to fool the customer for their individual gains. Second, the penetration of spurious or low-grade insecticides in the Indian market are very high. Third, the lack of knowledge and among the insecticide buyers, especially the farmers. So to avoid such situations, we can follow some precautions while purchasing the insecticides. First, we should purchase the insecticides only from the registered dealers having valid license. Second, we should purchase only the required quantity of insecticide for single operation and in a specified area. We should not purchase additional insecticides in bulk for the whole season. We should always see the labels on the containers or the packets of the insecticide while purchasing the insecticide. There we can check the batch number, registration number, date of manufacture, date of expiry, etc. Apart from that, while purchasing insecticide, we should always ensure that the packets are well packed in containers, and in case of any leakage or the container seems loose or unsealed, we should not purchase such containers. We should always purchase the insecticide with proper bills or invoice, and all the details including batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date should be mentioned in the bill. Storing of an insecticide is a task which needs utmost care. Most of the accidents which are related to accidental exposure of humans with insecticides are due to the improper storage. As far as possible, always store insecticides away from the residential premises. Always keep insecticides in their original containers. Never store insecticides in unnamed or unlabeled containers. This might result in accidental exposure. For example, in the Bihar midday meal accident, where the cooking oil was found contaminated with toxic level of monocrotophos, somewhere in that case, improper storage of insecticide was responsible. The area where insecticides have been stored should be marked with warning signs. The insecticides stored away from the reach of children, livestock and pets. All the storage place where the insecticides are kept should be well protected and should be away from the direct sunlight or rain. The handling and transportation of any insecticide is very important. To avoid any accidental exposure, there are certain precautions which need to be followed during the handling or transportation of insecticides. First, always keep the insecticides separate during transportation. Never carry or transport the insecticides along with foodstuff or other eatable articles, because Simultaneous transportation of insecticide with foodstuff may result in the accidental contamination, as in the case of 1958 pesticide accident where the wheat was accidentally contaminated with paraffin and more than 100 people were died while consuming that contaminated wheat. Then second, bulk insecticide should be carried carefully to the site of application. Never carry bulk insecticides on head, shoulder or the back, as some leakage from any container may result in the spillage of pesticide or insecticide on the applicator or the user, as pesticides or any insecticides are prepared in such a way that they can penetrate through the insect cuticle, so they can easily penetrate through the skin pores. So never think that insecticides cannot penetrate through the skin. So always avoid exposure of insecticide with the skin. The preparation of spray solution is very important. This involves the mixing of active ingredient with water to achieve the optimum dilution. So during this operation, certain precautionary measures need to be taken. The most important is the coverage of whole body to avoid any direct exposure of insecticide with any body part. For this, the body should be covered with gloves, face mask, cap, apron and full trousers. Always read the instructions on insecticide leaflet before use. Avoid spillage of insecticide solutions while filling the spray tank as much as possible. One may use funnels to avoid such spillage. Always use recommended dose, as overdose may result in phytotoxicity. Phytotoxicity here refers to the adverse effects of insecticides on plants. The symptoms of phytotoxicity includes burning of leaves, falling of fruits or the dying of entire plant. Moreover, overdose will result in increased load of overall insecticide load on environment, and overdose are uneconomical for farmers as more money will be used to achieve insect pest management. This lead to overall reduction in profit margins. Never eat, drink or chew or smoke while dealing with insecticides, but due to lack of awareness, farmers generally smoke or chew tobacco while dealing with insecticides. This should always be avoided. The selection of right application instrument is as important as the selection of right insecticide. Always select appropriate equipment. Never use faulty or inappropriate or the leaky equipment. To achieve best coverage, selection of nozzle is very much crucial. Never use defective, cloggy, blocked or non-recommend nozzles. Never blow or clean the clogged nozzle with mouth, as this may result in serious health hazard due to exposure of user with the insecticide. For this purpose, soft toothbrush with dry cloth can be used. The actual time of insecticide application is very crucial. At this time, the applicator is very much prone to the direct exposure of insecticide. Moreover, the conditions at the time of insecticide application or just after application generally determine the extent of insect pest management. Hence, certain precautions need to be followed to achieve maximum safety to applicator and to get the best insect pest management. Always spray the insecticide in cool and calm weather conditions to avoid insecticide application in hot condition, as this may result in phytotoxicity, and under windy condition, as this may result in off-target delivery of insecticides. Do not spray the insecticide just before and immediately after rains, as the insecticide will get washed away, and in spite of controlling insects, it will result in environmental contamination. Do not spray against wind conditions, because this will result in the increase of exposure of applicator towards insecticides. Never use containers and buckets used for mixing for domestic purpose even after thorough washing. Never enter in the treated field immediately after spray without wearing proper protective clothing, as chances of direct exposure are highest at these times. To ensure safety of humans, non-target organisms and environment, certain precautions need to be followed even after the application of insecticides. Always try that no insecticide spray should remain unused, but even if somehow insecticide spray solution remain unused, never drain it in a river, pond or any other water body, as this may contaminate the whole water body. Dispose the spray leftover in a pit or in a barren land and cover it with sand. After use, crush the empty container and bury deep inside the soil to avoid its accidental exposure with birds, cattle, etc. Never use the empty container even after thorough washing. Wash hands and face at least twice with soap after the spraying or the application of insecticides. On observing symptoms, if any, give the first aid and show the patient to doctor immediately, and also show the empty container to doctor. In the case of accidental exposure of insecticide, even a single second is very crucial. The first aid measure which someone is taking can save the patient's life. In case of exposure of inhaled insecticides, following first aid measures can be taken. First, immediately call the ambulance. If the victim is in enclosed space, do not straight away go after him without the respirator. Carry the patient. Do not let him walk to the fresh air immediately to control the respiration rate. Open all the doors and windows to increase the amount of fresh air. Loosen all the tight clothing. Give artificial breathing in case the breathing has stopped or it is irregular. Keep the patient as quiet as possible. This will regulate his or her breathing rate. If the patient is convulsing, protect him from falling. Keep the chin up to keep the air passage free for breathing. The most important choice you must make when aiding a patient who has swallowed an insecticide is whether you should make the victim vomit. The decision must be made quickly and accurately. The victim's life may depend on it. Usually it is best to get rid of swallowed poison fast, but there are exceptions. Never induce vomiting if the victim is unconscious or in convulsions. The victim could choke to death. Then do not waste time in inducing vomiting. Use it only as a first aid until you can get the victim to a hospital. Make sure the victim is lying face down and kneeling forward while resting. Do not let him lie on his face because vomited matter could enter the lungs and do more damage. Induce vomiting by inserting your finger to the back of the throat of the victim. An antidote is a special chemical or pharmacological or toxicologic antagonist that can alter favorably the toxic effects of poison. Depending upon the class of insecticides, there are various class-specific antidotes like for DDT and related compounds, cyclodines and lindane. Phenobarbital can be used as antidote. For carbamates and organophosphates, atropine sulfate can be used as antidote. For synthetic pyrethroids, diazepam and barbiturates acts as antidotes. For anticoagulant pesticides, vitamin K1 can act as antidote. For nicotine sulfate, phenobarbital can be an effective antidote. The use of these antidotes can be determined accurately by the physician. In this lecture, we discussed both pros and cons of insecticides. As insecticides save numerous human lives through control of disease-causing insect vectors and ensuring food safety for sustainable livelihood by protecting food crops from insects during pre- and post-harvest operations. However, these insecticides are detrimental towards humans, non-target organisms and environment. So, I hope this slide will answer whether insecticides are friends or enemies. Paracelsus was a Swiss philosopher. He is considered as the father of toxicology. Toxicology is the branch of science which deals with the study of toxins. He quoted sola dosis fecit venenum. In Latin, it means all things are poisons. There is nothing without poisonous qualities. It is only the dose which makes a thing poison. Like common salt, which is essential for our survival, but when taken in excess quantities, it will act as a poison. So in the context of insecticides, we can say that the use of insecticide is not an ecological sin if used judiciously as per the recommendations. It is the abuse of insecticides that creates hazard. So thank you all the participants and the organizers. Now